Jones is one of America's quintessential musical talents. For 6 decades, Quincy has worked as a band leader, a composer, producer, arranger, and songwriter in music, film, and television. He is the winner of 27 Grammys out of an outstanding 79 nominations, the most for any artist. He produced Michael Jackson's Thriller and We Are the World, and his own record, Back on the Block, was named Album of the Year at the 1990 Grammy Awards. He has worked with a myriad of artists, from Louis Armstrong, Count Basie, Frank Sinatra, and Leslie Gore, to Miles Davis, Ray Charles, Herbie Hancock, Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner, Bob Dylan, Bono, Will Smith, and R. Kelly. His work doesn't end with music. He is the founder of Listen Up, a foundation that connects youth with technology, education, culture, and music. He is the founder of Vibe magazine, a producer for Broadway's The Color Purple, a record label executive, a restaurateur, an author, an activist, a philanthropist. And he is serving as the artistic advisor for the opening and closing ceremonies of the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, China. In a career without boundaries and seemingly without end, his iconic name is synonymous with superior artistry in everything he touches.
And I started as a bebopper. We played all kinds of music, so the people that said I sold out with Michael Jackson are wrong, because when we played Seattle, we had to play the Seattle Tennis Club from 7 to 10, and cup mutes, so to each his own, and the rows must remain and all that stuff. You know what pop music was like then. And then we'd go to the black clubs and play for strippers and play rhythm and blues and da-da-da-da-da-da, and tell jokes, bad jokes and all that stuff. And then we'd go down to Jackson Street at 3 o'clock in the morning and play bebop free. Mm-hmm. And Sousa and Debussy and bar mitzvahs and shadishes, and we'd play everything. We left Chicago at 10 years old, when I was 10 years old. Wanted to be gangsters then, because that's all they had in Chicago. My father worked for the Jones Boys. He was a carpenter. But, and I got into jazz, bebop. I met Ray Charles when I was 14. He was into the same thing. He played jazz piano and alto sax. He sang like Nat Cole and Charles Brown. And you couldn't get out of the way of the music. It was just there, you know. You just... it was all about jazz. It was about all kinds of music. You know. I played trombone in the marching band because all the majorettes were the trombone players. That sounds practical, though, because the trumpet players were in the back. You know, the majorettes were in front of the trombone players. So, on the marching band, I played trombone, and in the dance band, I played the trumpet. And everybody read music back in those days. You know, today, it's like a freak, you know. You can really read music. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm serious. Everybody, Charlie Parker, everybody read music, you know. A lot of them pretended. I caught a lot of them that tried to pretend. They want to see. The thing is, people don't realize this about American singers. The major American singers, so the Ellas and Sarahs and Sinatras and Peggy Lees and so forth, even back to Bessie Smith. Back in the swing band era, the 30s and 40s, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and U2 were Tommy Dorsey, Daisy, Duke, and Artie Shaw, and Harry James. And here's the chairs over here with Frank Sinatra and Joe Stafford and the Pied Piper sitting there, like waiting to relief singers when the musicians got too tired of playing. People didn't care about singers then. Mm-hmm. They didn't. The singers were, you know, Dick Haymes or whatever. They go along with I'll Never Smile Again or Sunny Side of the Street, but the musicians were what it was about. So you weren't a real singer unless you could phrase just like a jazz musician, and that's why they had 70-year careers. Mm-hmm. They sang until they got tired of singing, all of them, Ella, Sarah, everybody, because they sang exactly like jazz musicians played.